Rejects. Rejects.
Yeah,
Raven.
yeah,
The game I got dropped in.
yeah.
I was getting triple harpooned.
I know this.
Yo, Lime, Jade, welcome, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. When is the Duo tournament? The Duo tournament officially starts tomorrow, but we got, the podcast with Travis, Reject, and Yeti. One of the Duo IGLs that will be taking part in the tournament, guys. We got them right here for you guys. They will be competing in semi-finals, so you won't see them in qualifiers. Maybe one or two of them will try register, but really, they're here for that entertainment competitive side. They will be streaming their POVs for us, so we will be casting their POVs. We're just getting a little bit of info from them on the podcast, about the tournament. Who do they think there is underrated players? Um, just generally discussing the gameplays with Yeti and Rejects and Travis. Unfortunately, we couldn't have all the IGLs take part in this podcast because of time. People weren't available. So we got Travis, the IGL for Travis and Neymar. We got Yeti, the IGL for Zakis and Yeti. And then we got Reject, the IGL for Woke and Reject. Now, there was other teams that were invited, such as Luca and Gloves, Kareem Chimp, and other teams. But yeah, guys, welcome to you guys. Welcome to the stream. It's gonna be an epic one. We have literally the most amazing duo tournament coming up to play. Now, a lot of you guys have been saying, "Yo, trio sister season," so forth. Guys, one duo tournament won't work, especially when it is 10,000 rand up for grabs. Top six get to play in this tournament, get money in this tournament. So if you place top six, you get cash prize for you guys and so forth. There will be, and I believe, keyboards and mouses available maybe for top 7 and 8, but more information will be made available for you guys. So yeah, welcome Lime, welcome everybody, welcome Ginger. What happened to everyone on the podcast? They're all here. We're just discussing right now. I'm just introducing the podcast, and Reepsy doesn't want to, or he's not even replying to my DMs, so there was not enough time to get him on board. So yeah, chicks, what's up? My DMs you bought, okay. No need to spam. I didn't see DMs because I was sticking on this screen that I'm looking at, which is Travis and them. I didn't want to mess up my overlay for the next screen. So without wasting more time, guys, I think really we introduce the players themselves, and then yeah, that would be dope. What's up, boys? Introduce yourself, starting from Reject.
Hi.
What's up? It's louder,
hello.
bruh.
Hello. I am Ian Reject, also known as Reject. I'm 12 years old, and yeah.
Nice. 12 years old. Fantastic, bro. Travis?
Yo, what's up?
What's
I'm
up?
Travis. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Yeti?
Yeah. Yeti. I get carried by Rejects and Zakis.
You get carried by Rejects and Zakis. Okay. So in this essence, you'll be carried by Zakis for the duo tournament.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
going into the duo tournament, let's just start off the bat. What is your guys' goals? What is your guys' gameplay? Where you guys land and so forth? Don't tell me your game plan, but where do you guys plan to drop and so forth? Starting with Reject.
We are planning to drop, the sweaty sands. Always aiming for first,
Okay.
Pretty sure we can take it with work. I just gotta hop on his back. The vibes.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, that's it.
And then Travis.
I'm not really gonna say where we land because yeah, it's not really public yet. But nah. Other than that, our game plan is just to do what we normally do and go for the win.
Okay, go for the win. And then Yeti.
We're just gonna go steamy stacks. We're gonna drop in trios. So me and Zaki's also decided to drop in duos.
Okay, I see. Yeah. And then for you, Yeti, I mean, there's been a lot of heat around your name over the past couple of weeks and months and so forth. How does it feel, coming into trio with and duo with Zakis and Reject?
You know, Zaki's in my opinion is one of the best in-game fighters. I noticed that when I played with Trogons and Zakis, the trio just didn't work out. And when I heard Rejects has always been one of the best. And when I heard he wasn't happy with his trio, like that's after I quit. So like 2 days afterwards, like I heard he wasn't happy with his trio and Zakis wasn't happy with his new trio. So I had to make plans, man.
Had to make plans and
Snake season.
next season happened. So now you guys came together as a duo, you and Zakis. How do you guys see it going forward? There hasn't been any real practice. Do you guys think you guys will work as a duo now?
At the moment, like we sort of confirmed, not totally. We just didn't have any other better options, and we told each other if it just doesn't work out, we would understood if we stop playing with each other, we're still gonna play in trios. Just it's not a for sure team and duos.
Yeah.
If you get me.
I get
And if
you.
one of us see a better opportunity with another player, like we would understand and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we're more focused on trios.
Yeah. Now, which is the season at hand. And then Reject, you haven't been playing with Woke for some time now, a very long time. I mean, you guys were in a trio with Scar, and then Scar quit. And then there was a time where you could say Rejects became washed, and then
You're gonna lose.
Woke actually had the opportunity to join Travis and Neymar. How do you guys think that chemistry is still there as a duo?
100%. Because like you see, me and Work have been together since last like I think over a year now. Because like we chose a Scar on them, both chemistry there, but then we got into an argument which like set us apart for like 4 months, 3 months. Then decided to see if it could work again with me, Scar, and Woke. I mean, me, Scar, me, Scar, and Woke. And then, like, it wasn't really, Scar wasn't like really there to grind. Like, he didn't want to play a lot. He wasn't really feeling it with me. But Woke, he didn't want to like ruin things with me and Woke. So he decided to just dash completely.
Yeah.
And me and Woke decided to get crispy. We played together, but it wasn't like, we played really well together. It's just, it wasn't like, the chemistry and the vibes weren't really there. So then Woke said he wanted to try out Travis and Neymar. I was like, aware, whatever's best for you. He did it. Now they're playing together, but me and Woke still in the same friend group. Still talk daily, still chemistry, play when we can. So I don't think anything's changed.
Anything's changed from there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then starting with Rejects, the whole idea of this podcast is also to give some light on people you think as a duo could really do well. So if you could name like 3 teams that you know off your head, or that remind you of underrated teams that could do well, you can go.
Underrated teams or like rated teams?
Rated and underrated. So
okay, so definitely Neymar and Travis. Yeti and Zakis, because of what I've seen. Not people be like, oh, just because you're in your trio, wada. Nah, what I've seen. I'm not sure about any other. Who else does? I think Bojo and CK.
Bojo noted.
Bojo noted.
Yeah, I think that's the duo right there. Yeah.
Bojo and noted could do something. Cream and Chimp. I'm not sure. I haven't seen them actually play the game in a while. I think they're just like, I don't know. They haven't been like me. They've been a bit dark. I haven't seen Chimp and Kareem much recently. They could still do well though.
And then underrated, like just one or two teams that you think could pop off that you know of?
Zeleny and Hazard could do well.
Well,
Are they playing together?
Yeah, they are.
You're leaked.
They already tweeted it. Zeleny and Hazard could do well. They have really good like chemistry and they like vibe with each other.
Yeah.
So if they just like but they also banter a lot. Like there's a lot of jokes going
Yeah,
around.
yeah. Zeleny has always been that guy, in game, jokes a
Yeah.
lot, but he's really skillful when it comes to mechanics, etc.
Exactly. So if Hazard and them just buckle down for a few games, 5 games, actually focus on the game, they can actually do something. Because especially Hazi, I never thought Hazi was actually good at the game. So as Chubbs tweeted out about him, I popped in his shoe and
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
I
actually.
saw you tweet a lot of him that evening, like that he's
Yeah, so I
really
popped-
underrated.
I popped into like everyone tweets out, no, this kid's underrated, no, this kid's underrated. I watch those kids' highlights or I watch their stream. I'm like, let me just click off. And then I watched Hazi and like he was actually like doing something that like caught my eye.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, let me just see if he's good. So I joined his lobby, played some duos with him. Man's popped off. Like he's actually like I saw a lot of potential, so I was like, yo, okay. Then I decided to play a hype night with him. That was just for fun and everything. Then he got into the Discord, chilled there. Now him and Zeleny are playing a lot together.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
I think Zeleny and Hazi and who else?
So Testra says they could win if they get out of creative.
I mean, it's not that much. You just gotta have a brain,
Yeah.
which Hazi does have in comp. So Hazi's a comp player. He does. You trust.
Oh,
No,
Like Hazi's not a creative player. He's a comp player. Just because of Zeleny, he's making him a creative player.
yeah, no, Zeleny has that effect on a number of people. In the past, you've just seen him take him under the wing into creative. Now, Travis, who do you think rated and underrated? Who do you think is gonna do well?
I think the rated ones would be obvious though, like Rejects Duo, Rejects Woke. I rate Yeti and Zakis can do well. Bojo noted maybe if they don't fight.
Yeah, a lot of complications there sometimes.
Cream and Shimp, but I haven't seen them recently. Who else is there? I don't know all the duos right now. I don't know who's playing with who. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen announcements and stuff. And I
Yeah.
can't really remember because last time I had duos was November. Yeah.
Yeah, it was December actually. The December Chaos Computers.
December, dude. See
Yeah.
it long, bro.
Yeah, and then okay, so no underrated player that you have in mind that you've seen that if he were to do it with someone could do well.
Like,
Like Transporter, for instance.
is he still playing?
Yeah, he still plays. I think he went all the way to round 3 for FNCS with his trio, and I think his partner's Fury, Neptune, or something like that.
I can't remember. I don't know, bro. Maybe. It all depends on how people show up to the day.
Okay. No, yeah, Yeti.
Obviously Travis, the rejects. Bojo and Noted, like all Noted has to do is listen to Bojo. Bojo's really smart. Kareem and Chimp, if Kareem shows up to play. Like Chimp is godlike. Kareem is also godlike when he wants to be.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Like I don't know a lot of trios. It's
Duos.
duos. I mean, well, I don't know a lot of duos because it is trios and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know.
Very confusing with duels because one day, say Woke and Neymar playing, and next day it's Chavez and Neymar, and then everyone just switches up duos on the daily, so you don't know what's what.
Yeah,
What?
nothing has been in
Wait,
play.
what?
Chavez, I was using your example, don't worry.
He's using an example.
Dude, these things I don't know about yet,
So
dude.
nobody's rating Luca and Gloves. Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about them. Oh no, wait, yeah, they could.
They're underrated.
They're underrated, but
underrated.
the thing is,
they've
look
been
here.
competing for so long as a duo.
Yeah,
They always argue.
They always argue, and then always the mental. Like the first game, they'll win, right?
If they do
Yeah.
bad in the first game, they won't
Yes, like
be
they
able
also.
to recover from it.
This is Luca and Gloves, right? They're from the first game. If they do well, they die out after the second game. So first game they do well, second game they do well, third, fourth, fifth they just die out, right? Because if something bad happens,
Yeah.
they do bad in the first game, their whole tournament's messed up because Luca and Gloves are really good players, but Luca's mentality when it comes to like tournaments is very bad. So if he like dies or spawn once, or he dies mid game to something stupid, his mentality is gone.
Yeah.
If he fixes that, like definitely Luca can start making big moves. But it's just since day one, his mentality been
Has been like
holding him
that.
back.
Everyone talks about that. Like,
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah.
didn't Clubs quit though?
Who? Clubs.
Clubs.
Did he?
Because Luca told the other day we were doing zone wars and he said he might be looking for a new duo.
So,
But he wasn't. He said it wasn't confirmed, but like it just sounded the way he was speaking that Clubs quit.
I mean,
leaked.
what if he's looking for like a whole, or like, did he mention duo or duo for a trio? You know, like.
No, you mentioned trios and duos looking for a new team.
I think he just said for trios.
Okay, so
Much of a duo,
Testros is saying no, he didn't quit.
Oh.
So yeah, no, Clubs. He would have made some official statements or something.
I think Clubs has just. I mean, I think Clubs has been really busy occupied like IRL stuff. That's why he hasn't been on like Twitter.
Yeah, and then also
streaming.
Luca has
Luca's
internet
problems,
Yeah.
so they haven't been around
Yeah,
to like
exactly.
actually show they're here.
Because in my opinion, Clubs is actually really good.
And
They
then
are both very good. It's just the mental when it comes to mental wise.
another question is, what happened with the rating Storm Testros, and I think it's Popcool that they do, right? Yeah.
Who's the IGL?
Who's Agile?
I don't know.
I think
Storm is in
it's
chat.
okay. No, it's definitely not Popcore. Okay, it's 100% Storm.
Okay, so
I
what's
understand,
wrong
Storm.
with rating them to do well?
I haven't seen them playing together in duos at all. So
Yeah,
I have
they've
no
never
idea.
played together, so they're a new duo, which means like, yeah.
I don't know how.
And if
So
it's-
is Yeti and Zaki's been a new duo, but they've been
They play. They've been playing trios,
and
and I know Popcorn and them have two, but like,
have
yeah, but
when it comes to like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything.
yeah, I don't know. I can't say. On
Like when it comes to like us, like I'm not. We don't win everything, but like we still like say the Cash Cups today. We didn't have me, Yeti, Zakis have been playing together for a week because we decided to take a little break because like our issues and everything.
So
Come back
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Come back. We did. I think either the best in SA or one of the best. Not sure. And then Storm and them are also very good players. I think Popcool struggles to listen to Storm in game.
If Popcool can listen to an IGL, then I think they'll do well.
Yes.
But I know for a fact he psychos way too much.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I think he's still used to like that what season? That Shark season where Amos was OP.
Because what happened in trios, me Popku Storm, he would legit like when it came to like a 3-1 or something, he wouldn't like say 3-1. He would legit say player boof, shoot immediately, thinking quad dinked him. He can sometimes, but like because of the aim assist nerf and stuff, it's not really like that. Or he'll bloom fight a guy with a sniper and just get headshot snap. Or he just jumps in. So if you can just work on listening to Storm and not being such a psycho, they can go places.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens with them as a duo, and then just a little bit on the FNCS point of view. There was 3 teams. I know we're speaking of trios now, but there was 3 teams that went into heats, which was Travis, Nightclow's team, and then Bojo's team. Travis, you and Nightclaw had a little bit of a in-game fight where the one game Nightclaw and them full keyed Woke, and then the next game it was full key Neymar. How was that for you in general? What was going through your mind? What is your general? Yeah.
Obviously, like we were talking on Twitter and stuff, and that was for like a reason to like try and get in their head so that they wouldn't land there. They still decided to stick to land there, so we're like, it's fine, it's whatever. We didn't grief them a single game. They decided to grief our game 4 and 5, which is fine. We were going to game 6, like land on them, but we decided to just be the better like person and just lost it.
And it worked out in the end.
And at the end of the day, it worked out for us.
Yeah.
We placed higher than them, regardless of the fact that they killed us 2 games.
That huge game though. Yeah, 38 points in one game, right?
Yeah, 38 in the last game. And they griefed themselves in game 5 because they only one of them made it out of zone.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, they griefed themselves more than they griefed us.
Yeah, very scuffed up moment over there. And then whose Bojo placed 17th as well with more points in their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a couple small mistakes with their stuff, but like obviously everyone makes them.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you had the same momentum or game as you did with Game 6, you could have easily made quals to grands. Well, but just, a couple of mistakes, like you mentioned.
Yeah, there was a few.
Can't really change that. Going
There-
for Fortnite South Africa, what is your general thoughts right now? And what do you guys think is going to happen for the future this 2021, starting with rejects?
To be honest with you, like that whole hype over Fortnite African servers gone. I doubt we're ever getting servers ever. Comp tournaments wise, from what I've heard, it looks like there's big tournaments coming up. I'm not sure if I can like EPS tournaments upcoming. I'm not sure if I can say.
No.
Not Punishers. What's it? Evac. Evac Tony's upcoming. I think they they having Big Show and Duo Tony coming up. It's just I don't know, because like how it used to be like every month there was like a tournament or two, like a 8K tourney, and then everyone comes to it's happened every year where January, February, March is dead season because it's either just for FNCS and everyone's just focused on FNCS because nothing really, and it's just before a new season. So like this season it was FNCS and new season. So all the tournament hosts are just waiting for the new season to come and FNCS to be over so they can actually start hosting. Everyone's like, the comms dying, this is happening, like no more tournaments, wada wada. But like people just need to be patient because
there's not a lot of room.
Yeah, because of FNCS.
When it comes to FNCS, exactly. Like the season's ending in March and straight into April. There's FNCS yet again, if I'm not mistaken.
Travis?
Yeah, so the new FNCS starts on the 22nd of April. So, and the new season of, what do you call it? Fortnite starts next week, I believe.
And there's like some pre-tournament season type thing, if I'm not mistaken, as well, going into play.
I believe the first week of the new season, they're having like a comp week, basically, where they host a bunch of like practice tournaments for no money, just so they can get community feedback on the new meta and stuff.
Okay, I see. Okay, so what's your general information or state? What do you think about ZA right now as a competitive state and where it's going, how's it, and so forth?
I think. Oh, you're asking me or Travis?
Travis.
No. The ZA scene is growing like it always is, but with it like growing, like the top players are always like going further ahead basically of the rest. So like almost in a way like we're gonna get to the point where the top players are gonna be at the top and the others aren't gonna be able to like catch up. But people can still catch up. Obviously, they're just not putting in enough time, maybe, or there's always a factor.
A question quickly. So there's you got your top players who have already been winning for the past 2 years, and then you got like these upcoming names, Havoc, CK, Noted, etc. How is it for those type of players to try get into the same level as you, Neymar, Woke, etc.? What is it needed from them? What is like your schedule? Is there a schedule for you?
It's not really. I think people just need to like put in the time, because once you put in the time, you can like go from there. If you know what I mean. And like, you need to work on your mistakes and find a trio that works, like with your chemistry.
Like the biggest problem in our community is like some of these players like think they already got, like they're just getting unlucky. Like they think they like the best, like they should be up there, but they're not. What that's just causing them not to see their mistakes. They're just saying it's unlucky. They're not seeing their mistakes and they don't trying to improve it. They just leave the game, say we got unlucky, and just ready up for the next game. They don't give themselves space to grow. If you get me.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, okay. When it comes to ZA players that like are underrated, right? Like you get Havoc, CK, that's okay. Let's just speak of those two, right? They've been around as long as everyone else, right? I don't except CK. I think Havoc is, but with some people or players, they'll make a mistake in game, and like Yeti said, they'll be like, oh, it's unlucky. but most players can't they can't pick up their mistakes they made, where they'll just use the excuse of I'm unlucky. Where you get players like where I was at a stage where before I was like rated, I was in a call with Neymar, and I'd legit play solo tournaments, then I'd legit go back and VOD review every game and go through every fight I was in to see where I did wrong. And then Neymar would help me there, and then I didn't even see the mistakes I made, but Neymar would be like, there's your mistake, there's your mistake, there's your mistake, there's your mistake, which I never even saw.
Having a second person to like
Yeah,
so that's what I've kind of realized though. Like,
if you have a person that's like better than you, like you have
they just need to know like a general understanding of the game. Like an average player can know exactly let's say like it can be anyone, like Yeti, like no offense bro, but like April, right? When we started talking last year, April, right?
Yeah.
Like, you weren't where you are now, right? And
No.
like, you could like see like small mistakes I was making, and like, you know what I mean, like that type of thing. Like as long as you have a general understanding of the comp scene and how it works, then you pick up on things fast.
Yeah.
And also, they like kids would be like, so you take a kid, everyone rates him, or everyone be like, I'm underrated. Everyone says I'm underrated. That's where their ego starts. And with every player that's underrated or that is upcoming, need to like, I don't explain it. What am I getting called? They need to like, I don't know, say like drop the ego and like, I know, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
they must stop letting the hype around them get to them.
Then you get players like this is what I saw, right? CK, he was growing very fast, like he was getting good very fast. The hype came around him. He's still improving, but not as fast as he used to. Because he was growing very fast. Then he got a lot of hype around him. Like I said, if it gets to his head, it's going to be bad. And I think so much hype around him and everything. I started watching his streams. He started shouting at his teammates when he'll die or something because he just like it got to his head. That's what I'm saying. If you're underrated and you know you're underrated, keep it to yourself. Then if people start rating you, just like humble yourself. Because I always had that problem. I had a very, very big ego. And that was my way of like saying I'm the best to keep my mindset good. Right? But just like, I don't know, you gotta humble yourself in a way like Neymar, where you just stay the best. Or else you will have a crash on like performance.
True.
There's always something you can improve on. You can't just stop and be like, oh, I'm chilling at the top now. Now I don't have to like do anything. Like there's actually work you have to put in to like stay at the top.
And also the ego wise, right?
Yeah.
So say this is an example, okay? Just an example. So say if I play a solo tourney, right? I came second, right? Okay, I came fifth, right? Then I'm busy evaluating myself, but then I really can't see anything where I went wrong. There's legit no reason for you just be like, okay, you don't know where. Like that's where ego comes in. You can legit go ask any person that is like on a good stature, like Travis said, and ask them for your help. So I'll go to Yeti. Like I can be better than Yeti, but he can still know more than me or pick up my mistakes. So
if Timmy123 were to walk into your DMs and say, "Can you help me?" Would you generally help him?
No, that's the thing. let me like there's certain players they're too far behind to like help.
Hey man.
Like if Yeti, like a Yeti comes to me and he will play the solo tourney and he needs help, I'll help him because I know
where he's at.
I know where he's at and I know where he plays at. But if you like a kid that just came to the com and can hardly 90, then there's no ways I can help you.
I mean, a com needs guidance. So, like, I get what you're saying, though. You know, like, he's too far behind. Maybe he needs to learn one or two things. And then it's perfect. But Damo says you also need to grind and be consistent to be well thought of in the com. Some people join the community and have massive egos.
That is true. Yeah. And also like having a schedule in the morning isn't bad. Like you can, like what my schedule used to be wake up, Kovacs for an hour, then I'd go in Fortnite and I'd Kovacs for 30 minutes, and then I'd aim do my friend 5 blue R, 5 gold scar, 5 blue tack, 5 gold tack, each scenario. Yeah. And then that stage when I did that, that's where I saw my most improvement. That's when I was like, okay, I did waste like 3 hours of my morning where I'm not playing in game or not playing with friends.
Yeah.
But that's where I saw the most growth in my thing. And then also watching like your favorite Arab, Destiny Jesus, and just watching like inside the mind of Arab. I watched every single one of his videos. That helped a lot because like IGL wise and understanding the game and rotates for like when it comes to ME or stack the games.
Yeah.
That helps you a lot. Also when it comes to arena, like when you're in arena game, most people just be like 2 kills second. Yeah. The best way to improve is just W key as many people as you see, because it's just arena. It's not going to do anything, but that's where you learn how to fight players. So creative to like get your aim and mechanics and this better. Then you use the arena to get better in your fighting, and then you use the YouTube to get a better understanding of the game. And then after you've done all of that, you put it all together, and then there's a day of improvement, day of improvement, and day of improvement until you're at the top.
Yeah, well, there you go, guys. Some tips from Rejects, and where I see you guys, saying the state of Fortnite competitive is really good and so forth. Yes, there is a consistency in tournaments and so forth, but as a tournament organization, I've looked at it, and we basically in its matured state, and by that I mean like the players in the comp that are introduced are being low and low, and like, do you think at some point we're just gonna have 100 good competitors and it's just no calls, just invite only? Or what do you guys think is gonna happen to the community? Because there isn't an incline in users, but it's more of a consistent basis now, where you have a constant 600 players playing, and obviously the constant 600 players who grind the game 8 hours a day, grind the game just as much as you guys, but no matter how good they can be, they just won't get closer to you guys. Like Travis mentioned, the good players now are just going to be better as time
And you must
moves
put
on.
in more time than the
And
good
also,
players are putting in.
Yeah, so has I finished that? These 600 players that are constantly playing day in day out, play, they place 60th, 70th in a tourney. They're going to eventually die out, and the com is at some point going to reach a constant level of maybe 200 players. What happens to you guys then, if the tournaments are less?
Obviously, the main goal is to like compete in a different scene. Then
if the tournaments become like less and less, like for me, if the tournaments like become less and less and the game just dies out, I'll probably just dash and just focus on school and IRL stuff. But then, like what you said, like in ZA, can you get like a invite only tournaments? I feel like if I had to be real with you, if you took actual like tier 1 players, like where the skill level is different from tier 1 to tier 2 in ZA, not comparing like EU whatever, like there'll be 10 or 7, like 10, 7, 6 tier 1 players in ZA, and then there'll be, let's say, 40 tier 2, and the rest are like almost on the same level. So when it comes to that, then invite only, yes, you can invite 100 players that are well known with a like or with a name or something that people have heard of, but it's going to be like every other tourney where the same people will be winning. The games will be the same, because those same tier 1 players will still be double keying the players that aren't up their like level yet.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the chat, Depio, is very confident that it's not worth the grind. He says, but why grind so much ECT if it's a game at the end of the day? Rejects reply, people want to make money, and Depio says in ZA. So why is it that like you guys very much put for full commit to this game? How is it for you guys as a making money? Like, is it worth it? Put in your time.
obviously everything depends on how many tournaments are hosted, but like you can make a decent like hobby if you're just playing it as like a hobby, like what I did in school. Like I played it as a hobby, and I made like a decent amount for like playing just as a hobby. And like now, like
I mean, if you look at the most earnings that I mean, like when the game was at beginning, like last year itself, actually, there was I think almost 70,000 rand in tournaments just from EPS, and then you had the NSML tournament, which was very huge as well. $2,000. That's ACGL's investments as well. Like if you're constant at the top, I mean, you make a decent amount. Yes. And if it's a hobby, like not something that's a salary at work of this, bro. Yeah. I mean, it's really decent. People really do this as a profession, as a hobby profession, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like
But
you said, right? People like you, people say, why do you grind? And much if it's just a game at the end of the day. People like, if you take it from our perspective, like example, Travis is at the top, right? Or Neymar is at the top, or Yeti's at the top, right? They know when they play a tournament, they will make money. So they grind, or they don't have to grind as much as they used to because they're already at the top. And then so a 10K 20 comes up. Everyone's grinding because they see this 10K 20. That's when people start grinding. Then okay, now I'm gonna start grinding. But Travis and Neymar and Yeti, they've been grinding since day one. They've been grinding, so they know. So when that 20 comes, they win.
Yeah.
And then the next 20 gets announced, then they win that, and the next 20 gets announced, and they win that. At the end of the day, they actually making money, like quite a bit of money. When it comes to a kid that just, oh, there's 20, let me grind. Plays it, comes 20th. Oh, I'm done. I can't anymore. But the stuff that they put in way before them is what makes them win. So people want to grind to get where Travis and Yeti and Neymar, you know?
Yeah, it's a very inconsistent basis for those type of players. If they stick to grinding in and out, even based on the tournaments that are hosted. I mean, if we look at the OG like days, bruh. I mean, people like Neymar, Travis would grind for 150 rand, Tony. And
Can I answer the Peel's latest?
Yeah.
Can I answer the latest one?
What?
Or is Yeti answer?
No. You can. I don't want to give something about a community.
Hobby, where he said, he's just saying like for the people who'd rather just play Fortnite. So basically, like, you have to have balance, and if you don't have balance, then that's your fault, not like the game. If you know what I mean. Like, yeah, there are people full sending the game and like not having this balance, but like you only need 4 hours a day. Okay, well, we only need, like, I only do like 2 to 4 hours a day, like on certain days, and then more if there's like bigger tournaments and stuff. You only need like 2 to 4 to maintain. Obviously, like, then you could still get like schoolwork done. You could still get your like studying in gym, like sports, extra curriculars, like everything can still fit in. It's just about like balancing it out.
Yeah, I had that problem recently.
So if you just learn how to balance it out, where you can like make space for everything, because there is enough time in a day to make space for school, like studying, and still being able to like do sports or play, like if you just balance it properly.
Yeah, true.
I had that problem because I started IGSC 02, I think that's what she said. Then I was doing school, trying to play the game and have a IRL life because reasons. But then I was like, I could feel the drop in my performance where I was doing schoolwork, I was going out a lot, and then when I came to gaming, I was like, okay, wait, I'm not where I was. But then I was like, then I thought to myself, I spoke to name on them, and they was like, you need to find a balance, because then I always put schoolwork first, because I know when I grow up, gaming isn't going to be my career. So I put my schoolwork first. So I do working from like 8 until 3. Then I get on the call with Yeti and them, and then we play from like 3 until whatever time it is during the week. But when it comes to weekends, if we don't have a tournament on, like if there's no tournament on the weekend, I'll go out Friday to Sunday, come back Sunday, speak to Yeti and them. Then we either start again Monday night, Sunday night, or Monday morning. We start Monday. We start the grind again. If there's a 20 on Saturday, then I'll be like, okay, I can't go out, or yeah. And then I'll play the 20, and then I'll go out, do my IRL stuff, gym, whatever it is. So the balance always. You need a balance when you're doing, like, if you have some kids don't do school, some kids do school. You need to have a balance, or else you're gonna struggle a lot to improve.
The difference also is you have to stick to it. Like every morning when I get on, Regix is already in a call doing his work.
Hey, that's crazy.
Like he sticks to his schedule.
Yeah, actually, one day I actually came into a call, and Rejects was doing his homework on camera, guys. So believe it or not, like, these guys do have an outside life. They do balance their stuff, and not only that, but like the Peel saying, what about the kids that grind 10 hours a day and don't do anything? Like, for those type of guys, you already heard the tips. Balance your lifestyle. Get a second opinion on your gameplay. Don't let the hype get to you too much. Don't be over egoed. Don't be overconfident when going into games. Don't blame it on you being unlucky on what the events that happened. Really, like all these stuff, put it into work. And honestly, like if you're gonna make a hobby, do it right. You know, don't just full
With
send.
those kids that grind 10 hours a day, I've seen like, how can I say, like the guys that don't compete and they go compete one day and then they first game they die of spawn and they lost the tourney. That's what happening to our tourneys. Like first game there will be 98 players in EPS, and then around third game there will be 60.
Yeah.
Like all those guys. Like the biggest problem in our community is most of those guys are comfortable in creative when they shit on their own friends. Like they never go up against players that will shit on them.
And also kids
playing against at first playing against Travis. Like Travis can tell you I was proper shit. And then playing against them like daily improved me so much. And even like starting to play with rejects, like doing the aim duels and stuff with him, I already feel improvement in my aim and all that stuff. So
like, obviously not everyone has access to that though. So like that's why you should just play out all 5 games, and then if you fight the other teams in game, like the good teams in like the last couple of games, then like you use that as practice in a sense. Even if you do dive spawn in the first game and you know you're not gonna like do well, like you should still be playing it and stuff.
Yeah, that's the major problem with ZA though, and it isn't of recent, but it's from the beginning. You know, since day one of Fortnite South Africa, you would have players quitting third, fourth game. It's just been like that, and it's hard to change that mentality though.
It's stay in creative. They sit in creative.
Yeah.
They doing their thing, and like I've heard how big they talk. Like when I was first got my PC, like I was no one. I joined random creatives. Like I was one of them. Like every time I got shot on by someone, I would leave. It wasn't fun, but I would always hear kids like the most random kids say, like, I'll shit on Neymar. I actually killed him here and there. Those are the type of guys, like they just stay in creative. They play against their friends that are worse than them. They go to a tourney and they do bad and they just say they got unlucky and they just stop playing tourneys from there on.
And then also, like, I'll go back to what DePiel said. Kids grind 10 hours a day, right? And doesn't do anything. Kids are grinding, but they're not working on
properly.
Yeah, so like they'll just grind. Okay, play the game, send a creative 1v1, 1v1, the same people, the same kid, do the same stuff. They won't look to improve. That means they won't like the routines, they won't review. They'll just play the game thinking they're getting better, where they're not actually trying to get better. They're not doing the right things to get better. Where you can take a kid that's grinding 10-hour games, just playing the game for fun, right? And you get a kid that plays 3 hours a day, but he's actually working to improve, like VOD reviewing, aim training, aim dueling, taking fights to improve. That kid playing 3 hours a day will improve faster than the kid that's just playing the game to improve. Playing, thinking they'll improve that way.
It's just a balance.
Yeah. Well, there you guys have it. I mean, I don't think we have any topics at hand. Do you guys have any like last words going into the Punisher's March Madness?
Yeah, wait. So kids, like if you you play your first game, you dive spawn. That's one game out of 4.
Everyone has one bad game.
Everyone has, like, no player has all 5 consistent games unless they're like EU.
If you look at Travis and them, or any other top 10 players that actually come top 10 in the end 5 games, all of them died of spawn at one stage. All top 10 players died of stage or mid game or whatever, but they walk out with at least one game that had 3 points. But then they went to go play game 3. They went to go play game 4. They went to go play game 5. And then at the end of the day, that they actually in a top 5 position, a top 10 position, just because they stuck through it and played all 5 games. So.
Yeah, but also they need to know that like you never know what's gonna happen with the top team. They could literally die of spawn in 3 games, like 3 games in a row, and all of a sudden you guys are top 5, even though you missed the first game. Like, things happen.
FNCS, Travis them at 12 points after 4 games. Like,
yeah, 12.
Let's be honest. Like everyone thought, like even I thought that they were just gonna go full on grief nightclub them, but they didn't. They stuck in the game and they almost quelled. They were 1 point behind. from going into the what you call it?
Yeah, but even round 2 of the last week, I'm pretty sure we had like 30 points in like 5 games, and we ended on like 115. Like, and that got us a score. Like, literally anything can happen, so you have to.
Yeah, the game is very, very RNG based, so you can't really determine what can go into play. I mean,
So just don't quit.
And yeah, like let's say you're on 0 points after 3 games. Like, stop thinking about first place then and use the 2 last games as practice.
There you go. Okay, any last words for the tournament?
Land Sweaty every game.
Please, don't be brain dead. Don't grief. Rotate. Don't stormhold. Those things just make our comp look like a joke. Like half the kids, they see a player in zone, oof, they're running to zone, not looking at zone, not thinking, okay, I can just go zone and maybe hold them, or I can go zone and box up here and get good positioning. I can go here, look for positioning for height. They'll just come into zone, grief zone, or if they're doing bad, they'll land on the team that's doing first, just to like, okay, they're not winning anymore. I just had fun, just killing them.
Hey.
Or you just do the ZA Classic where it's just full on griefing each other for no reason necessary. Just griefing.
Like, if you guys want good loot, like Sweaty, I heard has the best loot.
Some teams call it Mongrel Classic.
Yeah,
okay, that's different. That's different.
That's different. The ZA Classic is griefing. Like
the ZA Classic is just landing on if you're bottom, like if you're losing, and then you just land on someone that's like at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one question. Sorry, guys. This guy's really eager to get it. So he says, so I haven't played any SA20 because I'm on console and it's difficult to compete against PC players. Any advice how I can improve when I move over to PC and also during weekdays I only play after 3 p.m. So that's
I only get on after
I only also play after 3 p.m.
I only get on at 3. Yeah.
Okay, so just do like what I said, that your routine, your fighting, and work on your mistakes. Simple as
but
that.
like also in the first place, you must like it's something that's bad to do, but like you have to find a different friend group. Like you can't be a PC player still
playing console,
going up against his console players because he's not gonna improve. He's just gonna be better than them. He's just gonna be a step ahead of them. Yeah.
Wait, Eric, can I quickly say something? I just got information that Caddy Corners is the most broken POI.
Why?
Literally Caddy launcher. So if you want to land there, there's also peppers and guaranteed upgrade with tasks to get 150 gold. Also the snowball launcher, peppers and mushrooms to get you almost full shield without even using shields you get from chests.
Whose spot is that?
I don't know. That's what I heard. I got a nice story.
Someone's landing there, and Rejects is calling it open grief to go to Catty. Oh, wait, it's Kareem in there, eh? It's Kareem in there.
That's Kareem.
Oh.
Trust me, Sweaty's better than Caddy. Trust.
No. Caddy's better than Sweaty.
Sweaty's better.
So Rion, there you have it, man. Like, balance, lifestyle, work on actually improving. Don't just play the game. Also, you're going to have to switch up your friend group, and like this is true. I mean, like hang around people that want to be better, want to improve, that want to get better, and so forth. And that shit actually improves onto you. And sorry for saying the S word, but yeah. Anyways, okay, Travis, last words for you.
Nothing much. Just play for endgame, boys.
Play for endgame. Let's get the most stacked duo tournament. Storm Surge from Zone 2. Let's get that. And
don't quit off bats.
Yeah.
Any last words?
No, me and Zaki's taking first place, bro.
Okay. already stating some false facts, but that's okay.
Sweden Cat is best spots.
Okay.
The Mungo Classic.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for coming into the podcast. Izzy's also thanking you guys for the podcast, and
no worries.
These teams that were invited, unfortunately, not all of them could make the podcast. They will be competing from semis. It will be randomized, so you could have Travis in semi 2, you could have Reject in semi 1, or you can have them both in the same qual. It will be randomized, guys. We've got 6 invited duos, and these were just one of them that were invited. We will have their POVs for casting. So it's gonna be some juicy afternoon or evenings. I forgot the time, but yeah, thank you guys for coming through.
No worries. Thank you. Much love.
Much love. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, that was the podcast right over there. It is for the Punishers March Madness, where it is 10,000 Rand up for grabs. There's 4 qualifiers, and all the dates and banners are on the website at eliteproseries.co.za/tournaments. So if you guys want to go over and start preparing for which day you guys want to qualify, it doesn't matter which qualifier you're in, guys. If you play Q1, you could be in Semi 2, you could be in Semi 1. It will be shuffled so that the rosters for the people who qualified don't get into a fixed semi-finals. So that is it right there, guys. 10,000 Rand, sponsored by the Punishers, Apex Legends, Apex Interactive, Chaos Computers, and the Arc Gaming, Tint Formula, and all that. Shout out to them for this massive tournament coming through. It is going to be happening inside the entire March, and that's why it's called the Punishers March Madness. And then also one thing, we understand that it's in between 2 seasons, so let's just pray that duos is still in the game. We believe it will still be in the game, but if it isn't, we will make the decision then on what is to happen. But again, thank you guys so much for pulling through for the podcast. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys leave a like and sub. It'll be highly appreciative. We will be streaming the Semi 1, Semi 2, as well as the finals on this channel. So make sure you guys turn on those post notifications, and we'll see you guys with big action planned from the teams. So yeah, that's all we have. Thank you, Izzy, for this tournament. Yeah, everybody, guys, it's been one fat and fantastic evening. So I'll see you guys in the Semi 1 cast and Semi 2 cast and the finals cast, where we will have literally the top 50 best duos in South Africa competing. Because I mean, you guys are playing qualifier semis to get into the finals, so it's gonna be one hectic long run, but a beautiful one. So without wasting any more time, guys, it's been your boy ROG, and I'll see you guys in the next one.